Hey, today is April 22nd, I think. Yeah, today's Thursday, April 22nd. I'm going to be going over the one trade I took today, which was on Tesla. It was a small losing trade, so that doesn't really matter because I'm nicely up on the week. But besides Tesla, I want to go over some other setups that I missed, why I played Tesla and why I shouldn't have, even though my thesis was good. I just want to go over some of the other equities as well. Just a lot happened today, so I want to cover a lot. So I'll start off with Tesla because that's the trade that I actually took today. So let's go to daily time frame. Okay, so the reason I was interested in wait, let me see if okay, yeah. So the reason I was interested in Tesla is because yesterday we moved about 40 or $50, right? So what we were doing is we were consolidating, and then I saw a very bullish day yesterday on Tesla, and that's letting me know that buyers are finally stepping in on Tesla, so we could potentially see some upside continuation. So I'm looking at any sort of long opportunity on Tesla, and what I see this 90-minute demand form, and this is a very clean zone. So I'm looking for either maybe a break of the supply, maybe a key level break somewhere here, or maybe a pullback into this zone for a move higher. So let's go down to an intraday time frame. So Tesla really all day it did nothing. I mean, we were choppy, no real signs of strength or weakness. We were kind of flat all day, and I really wanted to pull back into this zone to get long, but here's where I got the pullback. I got the pullback at 115. Now, normally, a pullback into this zone would be good. My entry was right here. Let me just highlight that. Entry right here. No, it was at seven. My bad. My entry was at 733, so right here actually. And I tried to stop out for break even. I couldn't. Got filled a little bit lower, but I ended up stopping out right here, about $1 below 733. So normally a pullback into this zone for upside continuation would be good, considering the fact that we have good volume. Um, but what happened from 1 to around like 115, 120 ish? News came out, and the news was that Biden wanted to, I don't know, Biden came out with some tax news about limited. I mean, 25-point candle, which is crazy for ES. I mean, if you got the wick, it's a 20-point drop on ES, which is huge. So really I tried getting long right here. ES kind of broke this 30-minute demand zone was holding. NQ was holding some zone here. Oh, it was a 1 hour zone on NQ. So I was thinking that okay, Tesla had this very nice green candle from demand, and I was looking for some structure to take long, but what I saw was this nice lower wick followed by bullish action. So that's where I hopped in here. But the idea behind it was very good. I think my entry was very valid because I waited for this candle to close. I waited for us to pull back before entering long here. But where I went wrong is that I tried trading um, in news, right? And the news was very bearish. Yes, we were in demand, but this was such an aggressive move into demand. And when we have such aggressive moves into demand, they usually serve as pullbacks for sellers to take us lower, right? So when we're aggressively moving into demand like this, especially when it's from news, just avoid the long side. You're better off not trading here because I mean you it could go either way. You could make more, you could lose more, but in the end, consistently, it's better not to trade, counter trade when news is in the opposite direction. So I think it was a good entry. Tried stopping out for break even because I did get in a little bit late. Couldn't get filled. Had to stop out for a little bit lower, which is fine. But um, yeah, so that was my Tesla trade. Don't think it was a bad trade. I just didn't know this lesson about news, and that's just a lesson I know going forward, so I can avoid. Um, but now that this zone is invalid, I my friend was saying that this is a zone which was wasted because Tesla was in an uptrend, so a pullback to the zone was very nice. But in a sense, it was wasted because news kind of ruined everything. And now I see why he said that this zone was wasted. But what else? Okay, Facebook. I know Dylan took this long. Okay, so let me on a 5 minute chart. Okay, so Facebook had this trend line right here. A lot of members are watching it. We rejected once here, twice here. Actually, let me just draw it out. So Facebook rejected once here, twice here, 3 times here, 4 times here, uh, another time here, which is I think yesterday, 5 times here. Oh no, this was 2 days ago. Uh, right here, and then right here. So this is a huge. We rejected like 7, 8 times. So this is a level to pay attention to. If we can get above, then this will definitely squeeze a move higher. Um, but I think Dylan front run the break a little bit because he didn't have 90-minute supply. But the reason I didn't take this trade on Facebook was because I mean we were approaching 90-minute supply. Uh, yes, it wasn't the strongest level. It had a little bit of a lower wick on the 90-minute time frame, but regardless, it was a supply zone, and I don't wanna take calls in a fresh supply zone because that's going against my rules. I mean, there's no reason to go take a trade or take calls in a fresh supply zone. So I don't really see a place to enter. I mean, maybe if your trend line was a little bit different, you could enter somewhere here targeting 90-minute supply, but to me there really wasn't any setup just because I had my trend line drawn a little bit differently. But yeah, 90-minute supply was a good target if you took it. Um, I was watching Facebook again here. Uh, we did move up nicely, but then here's what I noticed. I noticed decreasing volume. When we're approaching a level, when we're approaching a breakout level, you want to see increased volume. You want to see new buyers step into the market. You don't want to see decreased volume near a breakout, because that's just signs of bearish action, and then that's when the news came out. So that was a thing on Facebook. If I wasn't 100% confident because of this low volume, so when I'm not 100% confident, just leave it. If it works out, it works out. But you really want everything to align in a trade. Next, I'm gonna go over Boeing. Okay. So really, nothing really happened on Boeing today. I wasn't paying attention to this until 12:35 when we got this huge volume spike. Right? I don't know if news came out or not. It might have, but I was quickly formulating a plan. I was thinking that okay, psychological number. What I was really looking for is some sort of candle structure to take it long above high a day. But immediately what I noticed was this. I noticed these upper wicks and I noticed volume decreasing. So those are two things you don't want to happen at a breakout. So yes, we did break above high day. Um, but look at these upper wicks. Look at the decreasing volume. Those are the two signs you don't want to see at a breakout or when we break out, right? You want to see increasing volume because you want to see increased momentum towards the break. Complete opposite happened on Boeing. You don't want to see upper wicks on a breakout because that just indicates selling pressure, and That's just showing that sellers are stronger than buyers at the moment. So I almost took this long here. I last minute convinced myself not to, and I'm very glad that I did because I would have been stuck here. Even this candle would have killed my premiums, especially because I had this week's contracts loaded up. But I mean, just as I say, if you're not 100% confident, I mean, you might only be trading like 3 or 4 times a week, which is fine. But if you're not 100% confident, then just don't execute, because even if this went, I would have had FOMO. But just these signs of upper wicks are what scared me entering the trade. So it's just better to avoid unless you're 100% confident. So what else? I talked about Facebook, the morning trade. Talked about Boeing, the fake out. I talked about my Tesla trade. Good trade, just news kind of killed me there. Oh, I wanted to talk about Baba. This was a trade which I missed, and I kind of regretted. But this was, in my opinion, a very clear setup. Obviously, I didn't take it, but where I would have taken it is right here. Exited right here. So what happened with Baba? We had the nice push up in the morning, while ES and NQ both had a nice move down, which is it's clearly showing signs of relative strength. It's on high volume as well. Then we kind of consolidate on this area on lower volume. That's normal price action. We move up on higher volume, consolidate. But what I started to notice here was I saw this candle break above high day. It didn't really catch my attention because the volume was so low. So I wasn't even looking at a setup here just because the volume had died down. So to me, that's telling me that there aren't really any buyers interested in Baba at the moment. So I'm not really willing to play a high day break. But as soon as we break high day, um, I'm thinking of maybe some plan of volume increases, and look at what happened here. 10:15 to 10 or 10:15 to 10:20, the volume started to increase. So look at the next candle. This is a basing candle. Yes, I know this candle is green, but nonetheless this is a basing candle because we had a nice lower wick and it closed as a doji even though it was green. So I was looking for some sort of 5-minute rally, base rally, considering the fact that we had relative strength. We had this 4-hour fresh supply which acts as a magnet, so that's two confirmations. We had increasing volume towards the 232 break, even though it wasn't a key level. This was intended to be a scalp because we had supply right here. I talked about rally base rally, so that's one. Relative strength 2, increasing volume 3. And the main thing was this zone, this fresh supply was meant to act as a magnet. So this basing candle, when I saw that it had increasing volume, that's telling me that there's increased buyers willing to pay a higher price to enter the market at this moment in time. New buyers are interested towards level means high probability of a breakout. Could have taken it around 232, even 232.5 if you were conservative. Scaled out at 4-hour supply. You can see that ES and NQ also correlated with somewhat of a nice move up. I missed it. I hesitated. I don't know why I hesitated because, I mean, everything aligned up. ES and NQ weren't in my way. There weren't any real caution factors, and we had 4 confirmations. So, yes, I know this wasn't a key level, but this was still a very good trade in my opinion, and I really need to stay focused to take trades like these. I know contracts moved from like 165 to 265 as well. But I think I'm gonna end the video here. It's been a pretty long video. Oh, it's only 14 minutes. That's surprising. But yeah, I'm gonna end the video here, and I don't know if I'm gonna trade tomorrow. I'm only gonna trade if something sets up, but I am nicely on the week, so I just want to enjoy the weekend right now, and then probably get back on Monday.